Thought for 1M23 shave you ever stood frozen in a moment so raw and electric? The golden light of dusk spilling over a misty valley, a split-second leap of a wild animal, or the unfiltered emotion in a loved one's eyes, only to fumble with your camera, missing the shot because your gear just couldn't keep up, leaving you with a blurry regret instead of timeless treasure? It's that heart-sinking realization when technology, meant to immortalize life's fleeting poetry, instead clips its wings. Autofocus lagging like a hesitant heartbeat, video jittering as if caught in a storm, or details dissolving into noise under the veil of night. In 2025, as creators push boundaries with drones dancing through skies and phones editing masterpieces on fly, why do so many cameras still feel like relics, forcing us to compromise between speed, clarity, and creativity? Why hasn't the tool in our hands evolved to match the visions in our minds? If you've chased that perfect frame only to come up short, you're part of a silent chorus of photographers, filmmakers, and storytellers who whisper for something more, a device that doesn't just record, but resonates, anticipates, and elevates. This isn't idle daydreaming. It's the spark igniting a revolution rumbling to the industry, fueled by leaks and insider buzz that's got forums ablaze and pros rethinking their kits. Through the gripping tales of those who battled the limits of yesterday's tech and emerged hungry for tomorrow's promise, we're about to embark on a journey into the heart of innovation. This is the epic of the Sony A7V, the full-frame mirrorless marvel that's not whispering change. It's wielding like a lightning bolt, poised to redefine how we capture the world and make every shot feel alive. Let's transport ourselves back to a crisp autumn morning in the Scottish Highlands, where Alex, a wildlife photographer with salt in his beard and stories etched in his scars, crouched in the heather, eyes locked on a red deer stag silhouetted against the rising sun. Years ago, armed with his trusty but temperamental camera, he'd held his breath as the beast charged into frame, only for the autofocus to stutter, the burst rate to choke at 10 frames per second, and the resulting images to blur into disappointment, a missed opportunity that haunted his portfolio. Alex's tale is the anthem of countless creators, gear that shines in studios but stumbles in the wild, where split seconds separate magic from mediocrity. Rewind through Sony's Mirrorless saga, starting with the A7 in 2013 that shattered DSLR dominance with compact full-frame power, evolving to the A7 III's 2018 affordability boom that democratized pro-level shooting, to the A7V's 2021 hybrid prowess blending 33-megapixel stills with 4K video. Each iteration chipped away at barriers, but whispers grew. What if a camera didn't force choices between resolution and readout speed, between handheld freedom and cinematic stability? Sony, the quiet disruptor who turned heads with alpha innovations like the A1's 50MP stack and a 9's blackout-free burst, has been eavesdropping on those gripes. Forum rants about rolling shutter woes, YouTube pleas for uncropped slow-mo, and field frustrations over battery gripes. Now, as leaks coalesce in September 2025, the A7V emerges from the shadows. Announced whispers point to an October or November reveal, with shipping eyeing early 2026. Priced around $2,800 to $3,000. A premium leap from the A7V's $2,500, but a bargain for the boundary-pushing beast within. It's not a tweak. It's a testament, crafted for hybrids like Alex who demand companion that conquers chaos. And through his renewed hunts and others like him, we'll unpack how this camera doesn't just upgrade. It unleashes, turning what if into watch this. At the soul of any camera pulses its sensor, the digital canvas that drinks in light and weaves into wonder. And for the A7V, rumors swirl around a groundbreaking 44-megapixel BSI CMOS chip, possibly partially stacked for lightning-fast readouts that banish rolling shutter ghosts of the past. Imagine Elena, a street photographer weaving through Tokyo's neon labyrinth at midnight, her old rig struggling to pierce the shadows without noise invading like uninvited static, turning vibrant vending machines and hurried commuters into grainy abstractions. With the A7V's rumored sensor, that veil lifts, backside illumination sucks in photons with voracious efficiency, delivering dynamic range that balances blazing billboards against inky alleys in a single frame. No more clip highlights or crushed blacks stealing the scene. Leaks hint at a dedicated AI coprocessor humming alongside the Bion's XR engine, not just crunching data, but intuiting intent. enhancing low-light prowess to ISO 100-2400 with minimal artifacting, where Elena's night prowls now bloom with clarity that rivals daylight. It's not mere megapixels. It's meaning, where 44 million points of precision capture the subtle sheen on a rain-slicked umbrella or the fleeting spark in a stranger's gaze. For Alex in the wild, this means freezing that deer's antlered charge without distortion, every drop of dew on its flank etched eternally. Sony's stacking tech, tease and partial form to keep costs grounded while boosting speed, promises global shutter-like performance without the full premium, a clever pivot that echoes the Nikon Z6III's hybrid approach, but amps it with Alpha's autofocus alchemy. This sensor isn't an isolated star. It's the nucleus, fueling features that transform frustration into flow, proving that in 2025, capturing the uncapturable isn't fantasy, it's firmware. But a sensor's symphony needs a conductor, and the A7V's rumored 20 frames per second burst shooting is the maestro wielding the baton, ensuring no crescendo of action slips through the cracks. Picture Raj, a sports videographer perched ringside at a heated hockey match in Toronto, his previous camera capping at 10 frames per second like a reluctant sprinter, missing the puck's blistering slap shot or the goalie's desperate dive by mere milliseconds. Heartbreak after heartbreak, until the A7V's leaks promise liberation. 20 full-res raw blasts per second, buffered by that AI-infused processor to handle hundreds of shots before slowdown, turning chaotic scrums into selectable sequences where every frame is a keeper. Raj's edits evolve from salvage jobs to symphonies, cropping into 44MP canvases for poster-perfect prints or social snips that pop with punch. And it's not blind speed. Integrate Sony's legendary autofocus, now supercharged with real-time AI tracking that doesn't just spot eyes or faces, but predicts bodies in motion, athletes twisting midair, birds banking sharply, even vehicles veering unpredictably. Leaks suggest expanded subject recognition. From humans and animals to insects or drones, the system locks like a hawk, maintaining sharpness through panning or zooming with minimal recompose. For Elena on Tokyo streets, this means nailing candid portraits amid crowds, the camera intuiting her subject's stride and holding focus like a steadfast friend. Sony's evolution here builds on the A7IV solid base, but cranks the intelligence, using machine learning to learn from your style, favoring IAF for portraits or bird mode for wildlife, making every outing feel personalized, not programmed. It's the difference between reacting and anticipating, where the camera becomes an extension of your instinct, empowering creators like Raj to chase the adrenaline without the aftertaste of almost. Shift the lens to video, where the A7V's rumor capabilities read like a filmmaker's fever dream. 4K at 120 frames per second with no crop, oversample from that hefty sensor for detail that rivals dedicated cinema cams, plus whispers of 6K at 30p, or even 8K potential for future-proof flex. Envision Mia, an indie director hustling through New York's bustling film scene, her old hybrid rig forcing compromises. Cropped 4K that narrowed her vision or overheated bodies that cut shoot short, turning ambitious narratives into truncated tales. With the A7V, those chains shatter. Uncropped 4K 120 means buttery slow-mo that stretches time without sacrificing field of view, capturing the slow unfurl of the dancer's ribbon or the explosive splash of urban puddles under taxi tires, all with 10-bit color depth and log profiles for grading latitude that pops in post. Leaks tease triple base ISOs, 800 for 1000, 25,600 for log 3, log 2, and HLG HDR, minimizing noise in moody low-light scenes where Mia's characters whisper secrets in shadowed alleys. Oversampling from 44MP to 4K ensures pixel-perfect sharpness, no aliasing artifacts marring the magic, while AI-assisted framing keeps subjects centered autonomously, freeing Mia to direct actors rather than babysit the cam. For Alex's wildlife docs, this translates to seamless switches from stills to video, capturing a herd's thunderous gallop in slow-motion majesty without mode-hopping hiccups. Sony's video heritage shines here, echoing the FX series cinematic chops, but packing into a still-savvy body, with active cooling rumors suggesting marathon record times without the dreaded hot shutdown. It's hybrid harmony, where one tool tackles two trades, empowering storytellers like Mia to weave visuals that don't just document, they dazzle, turning budget indies into festival favorites. No epic capture survives without stability, and the A7V's rumored 8-stop embodied image stabilization, IBIS, is a steadfast anchor that turns tremors into triumphs, handheld heroism into everyday ease. Recall Sophia, a travel vlogger backpacking through Morocco's labyrinthine souks, her footage once plagued by shakes that evoked seasickness rather than wanderlust, forcing bulky gimbals that weighed down her adventures like anchors. Enter the A7V's IBIS evolution. 8 stops of compensation, blending Euro data with AI to predict and preempt wobbles, delivering gimbal-grade smoothness in a palm-sized package. Walk and talk vlogs glide like silk, low-light long exposures snap sharp without tripods, and action pans flow fluidly. Sophia's market meanders now mesmerize. Spice is swirling in stable 4K as she haggles with vendors, the camera's active mode kicking in for video to amp correction without cropping quality. Leaks suggest synergy with lens OSS for up to 9 stops in tandem, a boon for telephoto treks where Alex zooms on distant eagles, holding steady amid gusts. This isn't passive tech. AI refines it, learning from your gait or genre, smoother for cinematic strolls, responsive for run and gun. Paired with the sensor's low-noise prowess, night shoots transform. Elena's Tokyo neon hunts yield handheld hyper-smooth clips, shadows revealing secrets without blur's betrayal. Sony's IBIS legacy, honed in the A7S III, levels up here for hybrids, proving that freedom is about gear girth but intelligent ingenuity, letting creators like Sophia roam unburdened, their stories steady as their spirits. The A7V's allure extends to how it nestles in your grasp, with ergonomics refined like a sculptor's final touch. Rumors a larger, contoured grip that cradles like a custom glove, banishing fatigue on marathon days. Think of Javier, a wedding photographer in Barcelona, whose all-day epics once left his hands aching from awkward holds, fumbling dials mid-ceremony as vows peaked. The A7V counters with intuitive redesign, a fully articulating 4-way touchscreen that flips for vlogging selfies or low-angle blooms, high-res EVF rumored at 9.44 million dots for immersive composing, and customizable buttons that put power at your fingertips, quick toggles for ISO or AF modes without menu dives. Javier's receptions now flow flawlessly, the grip's rubberized texture secure in sweaty palms, while a new battery grip option extends life to 900 shots, controls vertical for portrait prowess. Weather sealed to IPX4, it braves rain-soaked elopements or dusty deserts, dual slots, CF Express Type A and SD, safeguarding memories with redundancy. For Elena's urban escapades, this means seamless swaps from horizontal streets to vertical stories, the screen's brightness piercing glare. Sony's nod to pros shines in Wi-Fi 6E for blistering transfers, 800 Mbps plus to laptops or clouds, letting Raj Beam event edits on site. It's usability utopia, where the camera adapts to you, not vice versa, turning tools into trusted allies. Delve deeper into the A7V's intelligent extras, where AI doesn't just assist, it anticipates, with rumored features like predictive exposure that reads scenes for optimal settings, or in camera color grading that previews log looks on the fly. Mia's film sets gain from intelligent denoising, scrubbing noise in real time for cleaner rushes, while Sophia's vlogs benefit from auto edits that flag highlights via motion analysis. Leaks tease voice commands for hands-free ops, ideal for Alex's blind hides, and ecosystem ties with Sony's apps for remote control or instant shares. At $2,800 to $3,000, it's an investment echoing the A7 III's value bomb, outpacing Canon's R6II in burst or Nikon Z6 III in video versatility, though competitors nip at heels with their own AI strides. Yet Sony's full-frame finesse, compact, capable, creative, positions the A7V as a hybrid holy grail, a career catalyst that pays dividends and keepers, not compromises. As whispers build to the October unveil, the A7V isn't mere metal. It's momentum, inspiring Alex to bag that elusive stag shot, Elena to etch Tokyo soul, Raj to immortalize rink rivalries, Mia to craft cinematic gems, Sophia to share souk sagas, and Javier to weave wedding wonders. In a world craving connection through captured truths, this camera beckons. Seize the unseen, frame the fleeting, and let your vision soar unbound. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.